how fast 25 years go. Obviously, we as players, we live in the moment, and trying to make every shot and win every game. But some of you guys in here really got to know Dennis Scott. You learned who 3D was, obviously, because 3D was the player. He was the guy that showed up every day, and he was a knucklehead his first couple of years. And then he finally grew up and became the player and the man that he is today. But y'all got a chance to know the person that Elizabeth and Dennis Scott Sr. raised. So when I see some of you guys, it's that fine line of doing your job, being a professional, and saying, nah, he's a friend. So when I see some of you guys, I honestly say you guys are my friend, because you were able to watch me grow as a player and an athlete. And I think sometimes you don't appreciate it until that time is gone. And now, obviously now, 25 years later, doing TV, working at NBA TV, working at Turner, and every time I talk about the Magic or I'm doing a highlight, like when Aaron Aflalo was hot the other night, I can't lie to you, I saw myself. I saw myself on the wing. I saw, Vucevic kicking it out. I saw Jameer. It never leaves my mind or leaves me knowing when I watch the Magic play, I always remember how it all started. That I was a part of the second year and creating all the good memories and the goodwill that we had here. So I'm glad that Joe and the Voss family, that you bring in a lot of us back and having this anniversary, and I appreciate it. I really do. There's no other way to say it that I appreciate that the 7 years that I was here wasn't forgotten or taken for granted. Now open up to the questions.
Well, go ahead. Here.
Okay.
You've been here the longest, Smitty. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You've been here the longest, me. Go ahead.
Thanks a lot. What do you remember most about coming here as a rookie out of Georgia Tech that first year?
Believe it or not, I said it on the radio yesterday. When I got off that plane and I got to put the Mickey Mouse hat on, I was like, I didn't know what to think, because when I did my homework, I was like, this city's never had a professional team. I think we had the Devil Rays. I think the baseball team did back in am I right? The baseball team was the only minor league team. So I was concerned on how would these fans accept what professional basketball was about. Growing up in Washington, D.C., a 10-year-old, I watched the Washington Bullets win a championship with Kevin Greavy and Elvin Hayes. So I had a feeling what I thought the NBA was all about. And I thought I was coming to Central Florida. It was more of a college town, retirement town, and that people came down here to enjoy the weather and so they can grow old and live longer. I had no idea that Pat Williams had done his homework, and the season tickets were the way they were, and they wanted. After the first year, they were like, no, we want more. And then I was a part of the second year, and then thank God I didn't come here and mess Pat up. Then they wanted some more. And then we get Shaq, and then we get Penny. It's like, wait a minute, do we have rabbit's feet in our back pocket? Because all these picks that we're getting. So just the whole process of understanding what a small town mentality was all about, but realizing that if you come play hard every night, people respect that. And I think that was the thing that when I look back on is that we were young, we had our knucklehead ways. But one thing this city always knew, we played hard every night. That's for sure.
What will it mean to you to be in front of those fans out there and be honored that way?
It means a great deal. Because a lot of guys, when you're playing, some guys play for the money, and some guys play for the commercials and stats. For you guys that know, I've always played because I love basketball. I work at NBA TV because I love basketball. I don't work there because I want to get a check every 2 weeks. That round basketball, from the time understand that the basketball is taking you on this journey. But throughout this journey, what kind of relationships are you building throughout this journey? So when I see guys retire and they struggle to figure out what and who they are after basketball, and the first question I ask them, what relationships did you build on your journey? You're in Hall of Famer. You can't get a job to be a coach. These are Hall of Fame guys. These are some guys that have had way more illustrious careers than me, scored 20,000 points. But they can't pick up the phone and call Pat Williams or call John Gabriel or call Joe Glass or call Alex Martins and say, hey, I need a job. Well, why do you want this job? Well, because I want to work. I want to do this. And I think that's, for me, that's been the blessing that every team I played for after I left Orlando, the general manager, the president, or the owner, or the PR guy, I'm still on first name basis with those people. So I look back when I say, thank you, Mom. She said, wow, they teach you how to shoot. I said, no, you taught me how to be a good person. Because the jump shot took me as far as it can take me. I can't shoot no more jump shots now. Unless I'm in the church league or the boys club. I take people's money every now and then on that because they say, oh, you can't shoot anymore. I said, well, put $100 on the table, let's shoot. Now, we're not going to run too many places down. But a shooting game, yes. For the record, I still can shoot the ball all day with the best of them. I just can't run anymore.
When you, Dennis, when you, your nickname and everything, and the way you're identified, do you count among your blessings the fact that you came into the league at a time when the three-point shot was just developing into
Yes.
what it is today?
Rick Kamlow, who I work with NBA TV, calls me the pioneer. And at the time I was, as you know, I was like, I don't want that over my head because, I mean, I wasn't the first person to make a three-point shot. He said, no, you wasn't. He said, you're the first person that made the three-point shot relevant. And after I thought about it, I was like, yeah, you're kind of right. And when he put it that way, I said, I didn't even think of it that way. And then I look back when I talked to Coach Crimmins in college, first day of practice, come down, 3-on-2, fast break. I stopped at 24 feet. I let it fly. He goes, what are you doing? Oh, good shot. I said, what are you talking about, Coach? He said, well, at first I didn't know what you were doing, and now that you can make it and you keep making it, that he made it a part of the fast break. That now you see guys in college and the NBA, we call it the rim run, either the power forward or the center, sprint straight to the rim. You see Nick Vucevic when he's on the floor, Big Baby do it now. They sprint to the rim, the defense sucks in, you see Aaron Follow fade out, or you see other shooters fade out, and now Jameer comes and kicks it. Every team now is looking for a guy or two that can stretch the defense. Kyle Korver does it for Atlanta, did it for Chicago. So now I look back and I say, I guess I was kind of was. Because most coaches didn't teach it in the late 80s, early 90s, where now coaches are teaching it.
It really has changed the game.
It has. And it's, I must admit, now it is fun to hear people say, you kind of helped change how we look at the jump shot or how the transition break is being ran now, because most guys want to run, jump, and dunk. As y'all know, that there's been many times when it was a 3-on-1 fast break, y'all like, what is he doing? Oh, it's 3D, let him shoot. So that was something that I think even the fans started to appreciate and enjoy as we were growing.
How easy or how difficult was it to convince Matt Guokas and Brian Hill of that?
Matty Guokas, the easiest. Brian Hill, the hardest. If you remember, because I think you might be in this game, you and Brian, since y'all the elder statesmen here, that I can look out in the crowd. There was a game in Philadelphia my rookie year. I was 8 for 31. After that game, they said, is this rookie taking too many shots? He said, no. Go look at the tape. I took maybe 3 shots were bad shots. I just had a bad shooting game. And that's when Matty said, keep shooting the basketball. When you start taking bad shots, that's when I'm going to reel you in. And that was the difference of learning what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. In the year I broke the record, the line was moved in. But when you go back and watch all those tapes, I still shot the ball back here. So that for me, it was like when I watched those tapes, it wasn't about the line. This is how I played. So if the line was here or if it was here, I'm still shooting because I can, Matty Gukas allowed me, Bobby Crimmins allowed me, and then once Brian Hill realized that, hey coach, if I can make 2 or 3 of these a game, now Penny has more room to operate, now Shaq has more room to operate, now Nick has more room to operate, and if they double, I'll make them pay. And that's kind of how our game was as a team.
I think you were actually 8 for 38, but
8 for 30, okay, I missed that.
if you talk to some of those guys in that 95 team, Shaq, Nick, Penny, the greatest regret is the Houston series.
Yes.
What transpired before, during, does that still bug you? Is that one of the things in your career that kind of got away?
Yes. Shaq always tells a story where he gave Olajuwon too much respect. There's some of us that say that maybe we didn't take it, which sounds weird when I say it now, 25 or 20 years later, is that maybe we assumed that we were going to come back from multiple finals. Houston had just beat New York the year before, so they kind of had the mojo, so we're kind of maybe like, okay, this is theirs, we'll be back next couple of years, and then we'll get our 4 or 5 year run. It never happened.
What's it like for you working with some of the guys that you played with here and then played against in the league as a whole?
Honestly, it's like being a fan all over again. The other night, I think it was 2 Saturdays ago, I was working with Isaiah Thomas, and Kyrie Irving was having one of those nights, ironically, he's playing tonight, and we call him, the commercials, the Uncle Drew, and Steve Smith has a thing he does called the Smitty's Plays Under the Rim, and they call him the bus driver. And he went between his legs, and we were on set going, oh my! And I looked over, I said, wait a minute, this is Isaiah Thomas, one of the top 50 players ever to lace him up, and he's over there acting more goo-goo gaga than I am. That's why when you watch us on TV, it's real. Like last night when you're watching the whole Chariots of Backfire, and I know a lot of y'all were dying laughing. Shaq looked pretty good running down there, didn't he? Until he got to about the 20, then he blew a casket, then he started grabbing his leg. And we all just died laughing, watching, because at the end of the day, we're still fans of our peers.
Dennis, who's the best three-point shooter you've seen in this league?
And I've seen this league.
Yeah.
He's sitting right here. Now, every shooter's going to say that. I mean, that's just the confidence in the way you have to have as a shooter. Watching Kyle Korver, I think it's 91 games now, consecutively. Every scouting report, every game says, get Dennis Scott, get Kyle Korver, get Ray Allen, get them off three-point line. And what do? We still get our shots off. We still make them. But to answer your question, I enjoy and respect probably Ray Allen today the most, because now this late in his career, he's still shooting. Obviously he's not running around and having the same activity after, I think it was 15, 16 years, but that stroke is still pretty important to watch.
We have time for a couple more.
Dennis, have you thought about coaching?